Hey everybody, this is your boy John, aka Captain Mustache, and welcome to the Geeks from the Multiverse podcast. And we're dropping another Evolve episode for you. You see, technology has made life easier than ever. Food comes to us, movies come to us, work comes to us. Hell, you can go a week or more without leaving your house and no one would barely notice. But here's the question. Did we make life so convenient that we removed most of the reasons to go anywhere at all? Today, we're talking about how convenience became isolation and why the great indoors might be costing us more than we realized.
Evolve, adapt, overcome. Power up your mind and level up your soul. It just takes one small step to be
Yo, everybody, it's your boy John, aka Captain Mustache again. And of course, as always, with me is Mr. Grumpy Bird.
What's up? That music always bangs, man.
I really wish there are some times that people could watch us, but then at the same time, I'd be like,
No.
let's let.
Nobody
let's-
needs to see
No,
that.
nobody sees that. But anyways, yes, of course, the great indoors. You know, this is a very interesting topic. I mean, we're not going to go too much into it, but it's something that is so much of a reality now with this, I would say, generation. And of course, even in generations in general now, because that's just,
It reminds me of Wally.
yes. Yes. I mean, and honestly, I must say it. Wally is basically our future if we don't actually
Yeah.
fucking keep this shit up. But yes, you know what, man? I'll let you.
Yeah, so let me get into some CTA, some calls to action here, because if this episode hits you, please share it, tag us, send us anything. Like, tell us a place that you used to go that doesn't exist anymore, or maybe a place that you found by accident. Just, let us know. Make sure that you check out our website. It's our geeky hub for pretty much all things GFTM, especially our Evolve page. I mean, there's resources in our resource vault, tons of information. You can watch or listen to all of our Evolve episodes right there on that page. But you can check us out on Facebook. I mean, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on pretty much everything that you could imagine.
Yeah, I mean, because again, I mean, hopefully we don't get any hate mail, for this episode, man. I mean, I'm not
maybe-
mentioning the previous episode, but
Maybe not this episode, but
I'm hoping maybe people will love us and be like, oh, let's send them some love. But we'll see.
hey, I mean, even some hate mail would be
Oh, it's something.
would be reaching out, and it would be something. So but for this episode in particular, like, we just want to hear from you. Like, tell us a place that you used to love going, and not just like, hey, I used to go to the bathroom in this like train station. No, like a place where you would go. Like, maybe it's an arcade, maybe it's
A shopping mall.
a shopping mall or the gym, or hey, I used to love going to the Bedford Mall.
Mm.
Not
Right.
many people remember that there was an actual Bedford Mall in Bedford, because now it's just like different plazas and
And all this random
Yeah.
shit that they have. But yeah. And then, of course, we're going to talk about an interesting topic, man, because I got some small talk for you. Okay. So, of course, we all know that when it comes down to our favorite passion, right? When it comes to Marvel, okay? So, I don't know if you've seen it yet, Matt, but I did see the trailer for Avengers Doomsday.
I did.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Sorry, I was also kind of burping there. So the biggest thing about this is there's some sort of like internet divide between like this whole thing. It's saying that like since people argued over whether pineapple belongs on pizza, kind of a deal. So like what I mean by that is like you got Robert Downey Jr. and we've talked about this before as Doctor Doom, right? And we've talked about this before, and we were kind of like, for what reason do we want this? And I understand that you and I had a theory about, a comic back in the day that they, some sort of like mind switch, that they did. But, this whole thing about it, I feel like is it really a genius move regarding this whole RDJ thing, or is it really nostalgia bait?
I don't know.
Because I in my opinion, I think it's. I want to honestly, and I hate saying this, I really think it's nostalgia bait. I don't know if it's a genius move. It depends on how well it's played, or how well like the story makes sense. I mean, it's interesting when you hear in the trailer like Thor talking,
Right.
and he's talking about like the previous experiences, things like that, and like you see, of course, all the Avengers that are supposedly in the movie and stuff like that. But is it really going to make sense for this right now? Now, hopefully, maybe they do base it off of like that mind switch thing, or maybe there's some sort of alternate reality or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm actually looking at like a live updating thing from the San Diego Comic Con, so I can kind of go through some of the news bits that are coming out.
Okay.
So there's one that says Pedro Pascal confirmed that Reed Richards and Victor Von Doom have history in Doomsday.
Interesting.
The Ryan Coogler is returning to direct Black Panther 3.
Oh boy.
Supposed to be in theaters December 15th, 28.
Okay.
And he announced that David Johnson, he's going to be playing the son of T'Challa, who is now, I guess, in this movie going to be grown up.
Oh.
He is been revealed to be the new Black Panther.
Ready, Matt? Good choice. Because at least if we're moving forward, then that's fine. Now,
I think I mean it's if you see how he looks, it's a good choice. I mean it's
close enough as you're going to get, basically.
It's a good choice. I mean he does look pretty similar. The other big news, I mean, from right now there wasn't any kind of big X-Men news, like no reveal from like Secret Wars or anything, but there actually is big news on a big MCU character.
Oh.
And who's going to be playing said MCU character?
And what would that be, man?
Ghost Rider.
Interesting.
And the person that will be playing, and
none other than Nicolas Cage. I'm just joking.
This is official news. Like this was announced in Hall H.
Okay.
At about 10:05. I don't know if this is Eastern time or whatever time.
It's probably West Coast time. But...
Ryan Gosling.
I'm sorry. Really?
Yeah.
That's who they chose?
Yep.
How do you feel about that, Matt? Because I don't know how I feel about that quite yet. Because, I mean, we did say this about a few other things, but, I mean, Ryan, don't get me wrong.
Ryan Gosling, it's going to be directed by, it's Marvel Studios' Ghost Rider. It's directed by Sean Levy.
Okay.
In theaters 2028.
I don't know how I feel about that, personally. I think we're really going to have to see footage or trailers for that, because I don't really know how I feel about that yet.
I think it could be good, only because of Sean Levy and Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling will bring people just because he's Ryan Gosling.
Well, I understand. Well, because again, when you're talking about sexiness and this, I get all that, but we're talking about Ghost Rider, though. We're not talking about just some like hot character. Ghost Rider's not hot, okay? I'm sorry. I mean, physically he is hot.
He is kind of hot, John.
Okay, what I mean is,
and it's not because I'm drinking Diet Pepsi right now. He's on fire, John.
Okay, Matt, don't go there, Matt. I'm just saying that, yes, he is on fire. I get all that. But no, I'm just saying about his case is that it depends on how well he plays the role. Because we all know that when you're looking at Ghost Rider and you're looking at like Deadpool and Punisher and all them, like Ghost Rider is like a very much anti-hero.
No, and I do think if anybody, Ryan Gosling could pull it off. I mean, do you want somebody who's, relatively unknown? I don't know. I mean, I think
Tom Holland was technically unknown when he played Spider-Man.
I think you almost have to go big. Marvel has to do something different.
Well,
you know what I mean?
So keep it like this, right? So like even looking at the trailer for the Avengers Doomsday stuff, right? So I mean, it does show, of course, the Avengers. It shows the Fantastic Four finally coming into play. It does show, of course, X-Men characters. The funny part about that is I was surprised that they brought back in Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen and all them, like the ones that actually played from a long time ago. What I didn't understand, I didn't realize this, but I guess Thunderbolts was in this too. I didn't remember seeing that part, but it's saying that Chris Hemsworth, of course, is returning as Thor, and Robert Downey Jr. leading the film, of course, as Doctor Doom. But so I guess here's really the real question. I think this is kind of for everybody, right? So, and this is just like the first little topic here. It says, has Marvel lost its magic, right? So, be honest, right? When was the last, or what was the last Marvel movie you were genuinely excited to see opening weekend? I can tell you, it's staring right at me right now, Matt. That was the last fucking movie.
And that
I
one's
was-
supposed to be coming out with like 7 minutes of extra footage. That was like the ending.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, Endgame. They're supposed to be re-releasing it with brand new
Oh, really?
footage. Like that's at the end of it.
Well, you know what? I would go fucking see that again. But I mean, so think about this, Matt. Was that technically the last one that you can think of, or what was another one that you could think of?
No, I mean I think before Disney could get their hands on Endgame, it was already done. You know what I mean? So I think that would probably like that one and Infinity War like are probably the
Well, I'm saying
Right
for you, not for anyone. I'm talking about for you. What was the last genuine, like when you were genuinely excited about an opening weekend?
Oh, I don't even know if would be a Marvel movie to be honest. But
Well, okay, fine, but let's say it's not. I'm assuming it must have been John Wick.
I don't think I saw John Wick in the theater. I mean,
Oh,
if
no?
I had to go with a Marvel movie, I mean, I was always like, I mean, granted, I probably didn't know much about like Iron Man and Thor, but I think like those original movies probably were like the biggest. But I do remember like being either in high school or shortly thereafter, like when the um Star Wars prequels came out in the theaters. So like those to me like were big releases.
Oh no, they were, because that was the first time
Yeah.
you'd actually get to see what George Lucas was trying to do in the beginning. But I mean, I guess here's another thing, right? So let's talk about this. Has superhero fatigue actually become a thing, or have we just been spoiled after Infinity War and Endgame?
You know, it's hard to tell.
I mean-
I think as fans are I don't think we're at superhero fatigue quite yet, but I think we're tired of the stories just being lazy.
I was also going to say a letdown,
Yeah.
because we're at a point where, I mean, it's not really, we're not wanting to see superhero stuff. I think I will say probably in the next, I was going to say probably in the next 5 to 10 years, if they don't change certain things, I think it's going to die. That's the thing. Because if they're understanding of like making these big plans and doing all this, I just want them to follow the damn
Right.
blueprint and actually get material right. I mean, if Doomsday is supposed to be their hopefully big comeback / revival, you need to make sure that this movie fucking sells. Because, you know, when you look at Endgame and you look at Infinity War, I mean, we were excited as hell, man. I remember going to those movies with you. And I remember how fucking ecstatic I was watching that movie, because we all knew like the leading events. Matt, could you tell me what the fuck is going on before Doomsday? Probably not, because I can tell you the last movie you and I saw was Fantastic Four.
Right.
And I'm like, huh? I mean, what? I mean, literally, I mean, from Endgame until now.
I mean, we have Spider-Man coming up pretty soon.
I mean, but I was excited for Spider-Man. I was excited for those because it didn't technically have to do with the story of what was going on, but it was nice because of the nostalgic, and like it brought everything kind of together. I mean, the new one, sure, I am excited to see it. I just know that it's different because when I went to go see, or actually, sorry, I can't say I saw it in theaters, but like, you know, when, let's say you were watching Black Panther 2, or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Like, you know, I mean, I know Shang-Chi, like I watched it in theaters and I loved it. It was a great movie. But like, you know, for certain other movies, it wasn't like there was a lot going on that I was.
Yeah, I mean,
like, really happy
Thunderbolts,
about.
I didn't see in the theaters.
Neither,
But, I mean,
I actually never watched it, to be honest, because I didn't know if I really want to see it.
yeah. Before we move on to the actual Evolve episode, there is just this one entry, and I wanted to read it because this was about 9:30 p.m. I'm assuming in California time, which is a few hours ahead of us. But they were treated to Hall H exclusive footage from Avengers Doomsday, And the footage showed the rivalry between Doom and Richards in a clip that was narrated by Sue Storm. Victor, did you do this? Reed asks him. All of you have stolen lives, and now you must give them back, Doom responds. Elsewhere, we hear Sue say, I knew he was lost. I didn't realize he was broken. And the footage ends with Doom bringing an army of Sentinels back to life.
Like Sentinels, as in like X-Men Sentinels.
Yes. I'm assuming that's what that would mean.
That's what I would think. That's interesting. That is interesting on how they want to bring that. I mean, I guess I'm just trying to figure out how. Because I mean, this is the first time that you're bringing X-Men to the big screen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe wise. So they really need to tie all these fucking people that it's going to actually make sense. This is why I'm saying right now, and I'll predict this. If they do not make this have any complete sense, it's going to fail. And I guarantee you many people are going to want to go see Secret Wars. If they fuck it up, it's going to fail. And so I know that the Russo brothers are doing this movie, and I get it. And they did Endgame. They're putting a lot into this movie. And I will say this. This will destroy their career. If they don't, again, make sure that the story actually makes sense and how they want to bring all these different, teams together and try to make it make sense. I'm hoping that they can redeem. Because, Matt, I'm telling you right here, I don't think it's going to, if they don't figure it the fuck out now, it's not going to work 10 years down from the road from now.
Yeah.
Because I think right now, I think Doomsday is more than just another Avengers movie, but it just feels like Marvel's biggest test since Endgame, right? If it lands, the MCU probably gets a second win. If it doesn't, we might be looking at the end of an era. And that's exactly what I was trying to say. Because at this point, there is not much you can do, and there's probably no saving grace after this. Like, not many people are going to go watch Marvel movies because of this.
Yeah.
And it's sad because...
It is. I mean...
But think about it. Like I said, when you watched like the original Iron Man up until that point and Endgame, that was a fucking beautiful saga. That was like amazing.
Right.
This shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can't just throw characters in a movie and be like, yeah, we're just gonna throw as much shit as we can in a movie. You have to have. I mean, what made Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and Thor? I mean, Thor was Thor, but
that's true.
What made those movies great wasn't because like it had 84 characters in it. No, it was focused on the one character the movie was about.
Right. And then when they build the fucking team, like the Avengers movie, they built it around the team because they already told you about these characters and how they became to be.
Right.
And that's how it became what it is now. Doomsday, I mean, shit. We all know, yeah, clearly it's about Doctor Doom. But at the same time, what do these teams have anything to do? Like I said, you're bringing in X-Men for the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not on Fox, not on anywhere else. You're bringing them back in onto the big screen. If you, like I said, if you fuck it up, you're going to ruin everything that you've just been trying to work for. So yes, Russo brothers, this is your ultimate test. This is either your saving grace or your biggest fucking failure you've ever had in your directing careers. And I'm hoping that you can actually redeem yourselves. That's all I'm going to say about it. And I think Matt can agree because it's just, we don't want to be disappointed anymore. I mean, we're already looking at DC and how they're screwing up certain things now.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really announced like anything else. I mean, I guess another big thing is from Spider-Man Brand New Day, John Bernthal came out and I guess they showed a certain fight scene between Spider-Man and his character, the Punisher, fighting Hulk. So it's just Savage Hulk, not Smart Hulk. No, he's like Savage Hulk.
Okay. So, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyways.
Yes. So take it away, John.
Yes. The great indoors. How convenience accidentally made us lonely, right? So here we go. Section 1 here. We got everything comes to us now. So we are now what's called the convenience revolution. Okay. So 20 years ago, leaving the house wasn't optional. Movies, groceries, food, work, entertainment all required you to go somewhere, right? You had to do something. So today almost everything comes to us, right? That's incredible, which is it's convenient for sure, but it also means we accidentally removed a lot of reasons to see other people. And Matt, I know I'm going to say this. You mentioned a long time ago, or a while back, you were like, "Hell, I could live on a remote island by myself and have everything I wanted right here."
I probably could.
You say that, but I also know that us as human beings are social, and I guarantee you, unless you want to have a freaking coconut or a volleyball named Wilson that you want to talk to for the rest of your life, I highly doubt you're gonna really survive out there, bud.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Just saying. But
No, I
anyway,
mean, like you're saying, I mean, I think as a society trying to find ways to make things easier, it's like we fucked ourselves, right? Like
we did.
we optimized everything so that we could isolate ourselves,
Even more.
somehow that's progress. Like everything comes to you, sounds like a great plan on paper, until you realize like you haven't left your house in 3 weeks.
Well, so think about it like this too, right? So there's some good things and there's some bad things, and this is about everything too, right? It's yes, it is convenient that you can order stuff online and it comes to you and it's no big deal, or you can watch a movie at home and you don't have to go to a movie theater and watch it and deal with other people's farts and burps and all this other stuff. But at the same time, as humans, like, again, so I actually just had a conversation with my dad about this, and I was joking about this, but it kind of relates to this too. When you're meeting like in a social relationship, right? So when we're talking like if you're trying to meet, let's say maybe your future wife or maybe a husband or whatever that may be, most people will go online to look for online dating, but they don't go to bars anymore or they go to other social places to meet other people. What they do is they either talk online and then maybe they go out or maybe, or figure maybe I don't know, whatever they want to do, but they usually do it online first, typically.
Well, and this is like the ass backwards way that where we are as a society, because God forbid, and as I say, I think it's like the opposite for men and women, because God forbid I walk up to, not me personally, because I don't I don't walk up to women, but I'm saying we as a society, not like me necessarily, but like we as a society will walk up to a woman and all of a sudden we're a creepy pervert.
Yes.
Right? Where for the most part, a woman could walk up to a guy and it's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Like it's completely normal, but they're like somehow that interaction of actually going to a bar or going to somewhere to meet people
is lost.
And when we see other people, it's like, I can't interact with that person. He's a perv. Like, you don't even know that person, right? Like,
right. And I mean,
he's a weirdo, or, he has a long beard. It's weird. Like,
well, think about it like this, man. I mean, if we don't, well, I was going to say this. If we didn't know each other, right, I guarantee you probably would be like, why the fuck is this guy stalking me right now? This is a little weird. No, I'm just saying, too.
Why did you just show up at my house?
What is this fucking weirdo? No, I'm just saying for your sake, too, like, when you're talking about social gatherings, too, I mean, I know, like, you and I will play, like, online and this and that, and, of course, we interact with each other, too, in person. I mean, we're trying to get more sociable because we need to. But I think that with a generation, too, is that, you and I grew up in generations that you had to be social. You had to be talking to one another because there wasn't technology that we have
You
now.
had to go out. You had to do things. Like, if you wanted to watch a movie,
You had to.
you
fucking
had
go.
to go. And this is, look,
Yes, there's Blockbuster, but we won't
this
talk about
was
that.
before Netflix became a streaming platform, and before Netflix, you actually had to go to a video store.
Right, called Blockbuster.
Well, they had movie gallery around here
well,
too,
that
but
too, yeah.
but you had to go to a video store. You had to walk around where the movies were on shelves,
Yep, you had to rent it.
and God forbid, like you got there a little too late, because if it was a new release, there might not be a movie behind it.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
too.
you know what I mean? So you had to actually go somewhere if you wanted to, go to an arcade to play games with friends.
You had to.
You actually had to leave your house and go to an arcade, which they had a ton of arcades. But now, at least in Manchester, I don't even know where you would go to play an arcade other than Dave and Buster's.
Well, that, and I was also going to say, unless you
Maybe
want to go to the
Chuck E. Cheese and play, play
Chuck,
with like
Chucker, is it Chuck or Cheese or is it
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
I was also going to say, I know in what was it, Hampton, they used to have that old arcade.
Well, they still have a bunch of arcades, but like you really want to drive 45
No,
minutes?
I'm not saying you
go
want
Hampton?
to, but that's the other thing, right? Because now it's the convenience of being at home, and so I'm going to bring it back here, but like streaming changed more than movies, right? So Blockbuster, as I just mentioned, Blockbuster wasn't just about renting a movie; it was arguing over what to watch, running into neighbors, hoping your movie wasn't already gone, which we've
Yeah, I mean that's the
we
whole
already talked about it. And
that's
so
the whole social interaction of you had to negotiate like, well, I kind of want an action movie. Well, I will, how about I get this rom-com and after we'll watch you had to make that compromise.
right. And now we've traded it for let's make a night of it for I'll scroll Netflix for 45 minutes to try to figure out a movie, and then it takes you 3 hours to figure out if you want to watch anything. And then you say, you know what, I'm too tired and I have to go to bed because I don't want to have to deal with this crap
Right.
anymore. And then, of course, here's the biggest one. This one really hit during COVID, but the delivery culture. Now, yes, of course, we have fast food deliveries. Of course, we've had it before. Most places might have a fast food delivery, that kind of stuff like pizza, Chinese, things like that. But DoorDash became a real big thing overnight.
It still is a real,
And it's a real big thing, right? So food delivery, saves time, but removes dozens of micro interactions monthly, right? So cashiers, servers, and regular customers used to become familiar faces. So here, right? So here's a really funny thought about this, right? So we've reached the point where someone leaves food on your porch and we wait until they drive away before opening the door.
I've done that.
And I've done that too.
I've done it.
I've done
I
it.
will watch, I literally will watch the app and I'll see like they pull
wait.
up and then I wait for the picture.
And then you go, okay, oh wait, they're in the car. Okay, great. I'm gonna go pick up
Yeah.
food.
And then I'm going to like run out there and like if they're still standing there, it's like so fucking awkward.
You're
But
so
like, I'll say like we removed people
we did.
ultimately from these like going and actually getting stuff. Like maybe it's a cashier or a server or the delivery guy. Like there's still a guy that I think he works for Papa John's, and I used to work with him at the Moore Center.
Mm.
So like when he, if we were to order a pizza, like they like he normally is like the delivery guy, and like he'll like, hey, how's it going? Like haven't seen you in a while. Like we'll have like a small conversation, but
Right.
that's like the community. Like that was your social interaction. Like when you actually went out to get the pizza.
Yeah.
When you actually went out to eat, like my family used to always go when I was younger on Thursdays. That was our out to eat night. Like we did it every single week on Thursday. And yeah, I mean, I don't know people like by name. Like, hey, we're going to see so and so who's serving at 99. It's like
No.
I don't know people by name, but
Well, you got familiar with the people that you were, spending time with too.
yeah, I mean, we went out, we had those social interactions. Like we had to talk to the server and we had to talk to the hostess and like we had to do those things. And now you can just open the app and literally play like hide and seek until the food gets delivered on your porch.
True. And I mean, it's sad because
We fear the doorbell.
we do. Well, it's not even, well, for me, the reason why I fear my own doorbell is because I really do hate the doorbell here. But it's because I also don't want my dog and my kid to be like, ooh, what's this? Who's at the front door? I'm like, don't start this shit because it takes like 20 minutes to calm everybody the fuck down. But that's my family and my experience. But I do understand why people, it's convenient. But again, like you're saying about the social interactions and everything else, it's tough enough where if we're looking at our phones and we're watching an app or we're doing other things and we're just it's like we're really becoming homebodies and not so much the.
It almost creates social anxiety.
It does, and that's the fear that we have again with Matt and I, because we both, we've been doing mental health for a long time now, and and of course addiction too. But like it's just, we look at it and we say, well, we're creating habits that we don't want to see, and we're now continuing down this hole, and we're not getting any better. But here's another thing, right? So with remote work and gaming, right? So of course, remote work is great. I mean, it's probably for the most part, I would say it's less stress and everything else that you have to deal with. But, it has huge benefits, right? Flexibility, no commute. But again, here's the other thing. And this is what we've been already saying about the social interactions, is that you lose the hallway conversations, lunch with coworkers, laughing at someone's desk, the random things, right? And then, with gaming, right? So, of course, Matt and I have always talked about gaming, and we've already said that, when you look back at the old days where you actually had to go to a friend's house and you actually had to play local player, or like local multiplayer with one another, and you actually had to bring a controller or the game or whatever, and you actually had to have that social interaction. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is, I would say it's a little bit better, because it's now easier where if Matt's halfway across the world, I can be like, hey, man, oh, yeah, I know what time. Okay, yeah, we could jump on and we can play together and do whatever we want. But, it does keep us connected, but it doesn't replace sitting right in that same room yelling because someone keeps choosing odd job, for example, like in GoldenEye.
Hey, I mean, and this is like a funny thing, because I always complained, and this is like, if you don't know, it's Oddjob was one of the playable characters in GoldenEye, which is like an old 64
that
video
means
game.
You youngsters don't have any idea. But
and the problem with Oddjob was that he was shorter than the camera. So if somebody had picked him as a character, in order to shoot him, you had to aim down. Where every other character, like your cursor would be like at the chest area for most characters. But him, you had to actually go down, like you had to aim down to just see him. So before you could even move your screen to go down, you're already dead. And that was half of this, like what we're talking about. Like, you have that one, like I always had that one friend who would always pick Oddjob, and we used to yell at him so bad. Like, stop fucking picking Oddjob. Like, you cannot, like, he is off limits. You cannot use him.
Stop it. Yeah.
Stop it. Stop. You cannot use him.
Now.
Stop it now.
What? Anyways,
yeah.
So here's some little stat figures for you, okay? So Americans socialized less than 10 years ago, okay? Think about this for a second. Americans socialize less than 10 years ago. That, to me, so we're talking 2015-ish. That means it's just sad, because when every time I've talked to people, even my own age, it's like you say, okay, well, what about making a phone call? No, I don't like talking on the phone. I'd rather text. Well, here's the problem with texting. I don't mind texting, but the issue is I don't know what the fuck, no offense, your tone is. I don't know what you're saying. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it in between? I don't fucking know, because if I don't hear you, I don't know how to interpret what you're saying, because it can be said multiple different ways. And so, right, so daily social time dropped from 41 minutes to 35 minutes. And this was in a 10-year time span of 2015 to 2025. Okay, that's almost a full workday of lost interaction every month, right? So we optimize away traffic, waiting in line, and awkward conversations, then wondered why making friends suddenly feels like a side quest. I mean, to me, technology is great. Both Matt and I agree that there are some things, if done correctly, can be very useful. But it is also destroying how our society is wanting to interact. And these are why, when you look at kids nowadays, and everyone's like, oh, it's great that they're having computers in schools. And I'm like, bitch, I had to grab a fucking book, look it up in this book, and write it down. I didn't have, I mean, I'm not saying that the internet wasn't there, I'm just saying that you either had that or sure, you had to go to a computer lab. Oh, wait, you remember that, Matt? A
Oh, yeah.
computer lab to go somewhere
We had
and
to
do it.
We actually had to buy a series, not one book,
But
not
the series,
not 10 books,
but
but
25. No.
probably closer to like 15 or
Yeah,
20 books
Talking about encyclopedias, but yeah.
that were called encyclopedias.
Yes, that had
Free
useful.
internet shit that we had. If I wanted to look up what an antelope was
I needed to
for
know.
a school report, I had to go and grab the encyclopedia that had antelopes in it, and then I could read what antelopes were.
All right. Well, here's the other thing. Ready? You know that thing called the library? Well, most people, I feel like, unfortunately, nowadays, I can tell you at least where I'm at, the library now is where most homeless people like to hang out at.
Oh yes, no, unless you're homeless now, you don't go to the library.
Unless it,
You
right.
go to Barnes and Noble and you just read the books for free.
That's true. You do. Because all you got to do is grab a book and sit in the Starbucks lounge. And just
But at this point, you just go on Amazon and you buy the book, and
hey, what do you know?
it's
Matt
because
has
it's-
2 books you could read too if you
because
wanted.
it's, free shipping. I mean, we made friendship optional.
Matt, is our friendship optional?
Well, no, because we still hang out.
Okay.
We don't just like have this online,
Presents?
Fortnite relationship.
Oh,
Gotcha.
gotcha.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is like the whole idea of community is this bonus objective. Friendship is optional as long as like we just keep texting or keep jumping on Discord, and it's just
No,
it
gets
doesn't
too much.
seem like it's real.
No, and this is where I feel like before I know you go on, is that with social relationships in general, is that like we said about this whole convenient culture, is that again, some of it has its pros and some of it has its cons, but you need to find a balance. Like, what are some things that you're willing to sacrifice to be, a little uncomfortable? Like, it doesn't mean that you have to go
Right.
to a movie every single time, but maybe, like I was saying, I know when we're talking about Doomsday, I mean, you know what? Am I probably going to go see it in the theaters? You know what? I will. And if I'm disappointed, then I guess I'll be disappointed in public. But at least I'm not in my home watching it, waiting 3 months for it, and then trying to watch it.
Even still, I mean, going to the movies, you buy your ticket online.
True.
Well, most people do buy their tickets ahead of time online,
That is true.
and maybe you buy a $20 bucket of popcorn,
And maybe you buy a novelty little thing.
and a $15 large soda. But then after that, you're not really talking to anybody.
Well,
You know
I'm
what I
talking
mean?
to you, but yeah.
But I mean, how many times? And I think maybe it's like the weekend, maybe like I could see like a Saturday, because I do talk at work, obviously. But I do think that there have been some Saturdays that I probably have spent most of the day without speaking to a single person.
Is that habit, or is that something that you just?
No, it's just because like I've like maybe some morning like I'd order DoorDash and get breakfast, and then lunchtime comes and I'll eat lunch. But like sometimes Danielle is like, she has like her book thing, and like she could be hanging out with like Jackie or whatever. Like she's hanging out with people. So like I'm just kind of in the house, like doing nothing, playing games or working on podcast stuff or whatever. Like, but I could think of maybe a few Saturdays. Typically we are doing stuff, and I do talk to my wife.
He's like, I don't just let her just talk to me and not say anything back. But yeah,
But I mean, I don't think I've ever gone a full day not talking to anybody. But I mean, there have been maybe some Saturday. I mean, I could say probably today, other than talking to Tate.
Yeah.
If I wasn't talking to him, I probably wouldn't have talked to anybody today,
Well, at least
other than you right now.
Well, that's true. I was also going to say, maybe in the in the words of SpongeBob, At least I'm safe inside my mind. Is that what you're thinking sometimes? Like, is that no, I'm joking.
Well, no, but we don't, we don't necessarily think about it like, maybe someone who doesn't have a job or they work remote, like you could be going a whole day not even socializing and I'm talking physically seeing somebody and talking to them. I'm not talking like I wrote an email and I went on Slack or I went on WebEx or Zoom and I was talking. No, that's still in a digital format. I'm talking you saw somebody physically in front of you and had a physical conversation, like you talked out loud to a person in front of you, not to a screen, not to, through text in a box.
I mean, I can't tell you even at work that, I mean, yes, it's convenient sometimes when we, like, for example, like I have to do supervision with my, supervisor and stuff. But, yeah, whether we do it in person or whether we do it, over like Teams or something like that. I mean, even with Teams, I'm still being able to have that conversation. I still see them, and I'm still doing that. But I mean, it is a slightly different because of the fact that you're not having that, in-person conversation.
Right.
And I mean, sure, it's fine to do it from time to time, but like you have to, you have to do it both ways. You have to do the whole awkward. I'll say it. Sometimes it is a little awkward. It is what it is, but you have to just deal with it because honestly, in order to grow, you need to be able to get through all that stuff. But go ahead, man, because I know you got some.
Yeah, I'm going to try to make my section a little, go a little bit quicker because we are getting ahead of ourselves on time. But hey, I mean, I want to talk about this idea of third places, because it's a concept that like I never heard of until I actually researched it. But the idea of third places is something that we actually lost in our society today. And there's a guy named Ray Oldenburg. He called these places that we went that we would actually know people or we would actually meet people that wasn't considered work or home. And that's he dubbed the term third places. It's spots where, community actually happens. Like going to shopping malls. Like for us, it's Mall in New Hampshire or Salem or...
I'm thinking even like the Merrimack outlets or the Tanger outlets or, those kinds of places.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I know. Malls are very corporate and very artificial. But I remember as a teenager, like that's where you went.
That was the hangout spot.
Yeah. You went to the mall, you hung out, you ran into friends, you discovered, I mean, Spencer's, Hot Topic. Like you discovered stores, you saw T-shirts of bands and movies, and these things all happened on accident because you went to a store or somebody that you saw was wearing a shirt.
Like, hey, where'd you get that? And then you go, hey, yeah, go to this store over here and you'll be able to find it.
And although, yes, most people do hang out in malls, there's a majority of people that would just rather have Amazon fulfill their needs.
Well, and unfortunately, I hate saying this, and this is where I'm going to have to say it's a con for, well, I could probably even say it's probably about us, is that unfortunately, I know for like me, I can't buy my shoes in a store. Right, because typically they don't have my size, so I have to be forced to do it online. I wish I could go to a store and try them on and do all that, but I can't. And then especially sometimes with clothing, very few stores actually carry the size that I need, and so it's hard because, again, I'm 6'6". It's hard to find the right clothing because half the time they don't have the right sizes or this and that. So I'm kind of being forced into doing online.
Yeah.
And again, this is where we're saying is that if you don't have a choice, it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. But if you have a choice and you're fucking small enough to go into a goddamn store, go to a store.
Yeah, but I mean it's more than just that. I mean, we have the libraries are for the homeless.
Well, now, but before they weren't.
But libraries are actually, they are a very good place to find pretty much any book that you want.
Yeah, that's true.
But outside of libraries, I mean, you have bookstores like Barnes and Noble, which is around here.
Was a Wham, I think, is another one, right?
Comic book shops. These were places that you would go. I mean, it's not just that, it's also bowling alleys, coffee shops, video rental stores where you actually had to go. Netflix, I almost want to say, like, I would almost blame Netflix for this, because when you used to have to go to the store, they came up with the brilliant ass idea. Hey, why don't you just go online and pick out what movies you want, and we'll send it right to your house,
And then
you never have to fucking give it back.
well, hold on. No, what would happen is that you would get charged, and then you pay it off, and then guess what? You own the movie. So, I mean, I guess either way.
But the thing is, like, they created that, like, convenience of, like, hey, instead of actually leaving your house, we'll just mail it to your house and you can watch it. And then when you mail it back, you can pick a fucking brand new movie.
Yeah, guess what? And then you could buy it all over again.
Yeah. But we lost these places. Like, a lot of these places. I mean, yes, bowling alleys are not dead. They're still around. But unless you're on a field trip.
Yep.
Or there's a school break and your kids are like 7 and 9. I don't know of that many adults, unless you're 9 or 79. Right? Like, I don't know of many 30-year-olds that are like, hey, you want to go bowling?
I mean, hold on a second, because I mean, now you're talking about my age group. I would say that if I didn't have my kid, sure, if I had the time to go, I would go. Like, I would go with Allie, and I would go, with maybe a couple friends or whatever. I mean, it depends. That's the thing, though. I mean, it depends on the hobbies, though, because the hobbies choose you. And so, like, what I mean by that, too, is like, for example, like if I, let's say, owned a bunch of guns, right? And if I wanted to go to the range all the time, sure, maybe that's a hobby I wanted to go do, and I wanted to, shoot my guns. I wanted to, do whatever. Or maybe I like fishing, or maybe, so there's like so many things. But again, a lot of people, depending on who they are, I mean, I'm not saying that everyone's like this, but I think as a society, yes, we can have our online, I'll say it, addictions, but we also need to also think about what are things that we can do outside. Like what can get us outside, see the fresh air, or see the fresh air, look at the sunshine.
If you can see the fresh air, it's probably not fresh.
No, that's
I'm
true.
telling you that.
No, it's probably schmug. No,
Schmug.
little schmug air. No, I'm just saying, like, you got to think of other things besides being inside your home. I mean, we're at a point where we see people living their entire lives being a hermit, basically, not ever wanting to do anything because of the fact that everything is so convenient inside, and that's just what it is. I'm like, if you like fishing, go the fuck outside and go goddamn fish for 5 hours if that's.
But
what
it's
you
not.
choose.
It has to be more than that. Because yes, I'm not one that loves fishing, but
Well, I was just throwing it as an example, but
I could grab a pole and just go fishing myself.
you could.
That still doesn't fucking fix the problem. Like, if I'm truly wanting to fix this problem, sure, I can isolate myself outside just as much as I can inside. You know what I mean? Like,
But you also right. But hopefully, the biggest thing we're also trying to say is you can also find other people that have like same interest as you. I mean, if like for example,
right, but not when I'm sitting at some freaking pond by myself. Like, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, you want to fish with me, buddy?" Like, no, because they're gonna be like, "Get the fuck out of here."
I'd be like, "Hey, man, you want to fish with me, buddy?" He'll be like, "Fuck you, man."
But no, like, what I would say is, like, get some friends. Like, make a post on Facebook. I don't know, something like, "Hey, I'm going fishing on next
time, yeah.
next Thursday at if anybody wants to come join me," and actually send messages to people. Be like, "Hey, you want to go fishing or going hiking or?"
Hey, man, you want to go on a hike tomorrow? He's
No,
like,
fuck
no. He's like, no, I don't want to do that.
But that's the thing. Like, when we went to some of these places, it was these accidental connections. It was going to the mall with friends. It was running into somebody at a video store, like starting these conversations because you were waiting in line somewhere you can't do that when you're ordering DoorDash and dodging the front door because you're afraid that the delivery guy is going to hold you up for 30 seconds.
Or better yet,
all he wants to do is drop off your damn food and take a picture of it so he can get the hell out of there and do the next one.
right? Or you'll probably be that one guy that goes, "Hey, you do this often?" Try to have a conversation, then you go, "Okay, that's awkward. I'm going to leave now."
No, I will literally creep out the window until he like snaps the picture and starts walking down the driveway, and then like I'll open the door and be like,
Get it.
give me that food.
Give me that. And then you're like, I don't want anybody to judge me off of my food choices either. But
So I think, these third places, they're not completely dead. They're just harder to find. For those of you who do go to the gym regularly, if you go at the same time, say like you're going at 6 a.m. every day, you're probably going to see the same people.
right, and that is considered, one of these places because that is something that you're getting out, you're doing all the time.
If you go to a bar,
Not-
semi-regular, like you may know the bartender, you may know some of the regulars that are there.
Well-
If you go to a bar every night, you're an alcoholic.
And you need
We
to
have
get
another
some help.
we have another episode for that. But this is what I'm saying, like the coffee shop where you're not just sitting there with your computer, like I don't know how many times I've walked into a Dunkin's and yes, it's a lot of times in the morning you'll see like a lot of older crowds
Oh, yeah.
at Dunkin's, but they're doing the thing that we're talking about. They're still gathering in these third places to have conversations with each other. We stopped learning how to do that.
Shit, I mean, part of my job that I do currently, I have to meet people in person, talk to them, interact with them, figure out what they, want to do that day or figure out this and that. I mean, my whole job is literally talking and trying to figure out solutions for other people, but I have to be social. If I didn't like this job, I probably would be fired or I'd quit. But I'm just saying, like, certain jobs, like you're expected to do some of these things. But I also know that sometimes for me, I'm not saying that I don't like spending time with my family, but like, sometimes with work, it's like if you have so much social interaction and then you come home and then you're like, okay, I like the peace and quiet. But then you have a 2-year-old or a 2 to almost 3-year-old and you go, I just need some fucking peace and quiet for a second. It's a little different like that, but I'm just saying if you're literally isolating all the time, and especially like your job and your home life and you're not doing anything, this is what really this episode
I feel like COVID did not help this at all.
Oh, absolutely not. It made it 10 times worse.
COVID gave us an excuse to not go to church, right? Like when you can watch services online.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty much every church
Oh, yeah, especially nowadays.
went online and they never stopped doing their online services. And now you can just watch the entire service from your house. And half of the reason you go to like the physical building where church is happening is because other people are there.
And you can actually have real conversations.
I mean, you could say the same thing for the gym. You can say the same thing. I mean, during COVID, for if you ordered like the 99 or these big chain restaurants.
Oh, you mean like Red Robin, right?
You could order alcohol.
Yes, to
and
go.
they would deliver it to your house.
Right, to go. I mean, I could tell you this.
You could do it right now.
I know you could, but the thing is, though, is my experience with COVID and your experience of COVID are two totally different things because when you're deployed overseas during that time, there was jack shit to do. And guess what? I had to physically be around other people. That was just the way it was, and we couldn't do anything about it. But I understand. I still don't understand why people were hoarding toilet paper and goddamn hand sanitizer. That's a whole nother ballgame. But I'm just saying, you're right. COVID made it more of an excuse and more easy to basically create this habit that we are now currently living in. And it's been going on for 6 fucking years. easily. I mean, and it's sad because honestly, this is the new norm. This probably won't change unless we as individuals and hopefully maybe future generations realize we can't continue down this path. We need to find more balance between both social interactions and I'm going to say a little bit of isolation, but we need to find a balance between, like, yes, there is good times to be isolated because if you're trying to, maybe think about things and try to, like, work on yourself or whatever. But, we're saying that if you're constantly at home and you're not doing a damn thing about it to try to do something else
Right.
socially.
I mean,
This
it's
is
one
what we're
thing
talking about.
if you're, you're like, well, I do go to the grocery store and I go to Walmart, and I mean, I guess that could be enough. But if you're that person that's like
Oh, DoorDash.
doing DoorDash and doing the Amazon grocery delivery or Walmart to go, where
Right,
you
yeah.
literally sit in your car and they bring the groceries out to you and then you drive back home, like that's not getting out and doing something.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit it's nice. So here's a random example. I like when I can go shopping by myself without my wife and without my kid because I love them both dearly. And I know if they listen to this episode, I'm sorry to say this, but it is sometimes annoying as hell because I just want to get in. Now, granted, I'm the kind of person that wants to get in, get what they need, and get out. But I also like if I happen to talk to somebody or for whatever, it just kind of gives me my own peace of mind, and I do my own thing. But I'm also like if like the old lady who wants to grab something off the top shelf, and they're like, "Hey, Sonny, can you grab me this?
Hey, Sonny,
Can you grab me this box of oatmeal for me?" I'm like,
grab
"Sure."
that oatmeal, see?
Come here, see. Like I would do that. I mean, that's okay because I don't mind doing things like that. But like,
See, I'm the opposite. I'd be
I
like,
know he's
"No,
like, fuck
get it your fucking self. Climb the goddamn shelf and get your oatmeal."
Wait, I thought this was an Evolve episode. I didn't realize that we were roasting this too. No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm kidding.
He's like, I'll tell her to go politely go.
I kid.
He's like, I'll politely tell her to go. TFY. No, I'm just saying, like,
I'll just ignore her and just keep
or
moving.
that too. I'm just saying, like, when it comes down to this, like, we as a whole just need to do better socially wise, and you're right. COVID didn't help, and it's still not going to change anything at this point. And moving on, since I know we have a lot more to talk about. I didn't know if you were going to go.
No, this
Oh,
is
is it mine?
yeah, this is yours.
Oh, okay. I thought there was more that you had to talk about, but okay, just kidding. So yes, the hidden cost of convenience, right? So are we truly connected but not really connected? I feel like that's really the answer. It's like to be or not to be. So are we connected but not connected?
I think when you reach out into the void and you have 2,000 followers, but you have 0 people who would offer you a ride home when your car broke down, like, that's not communication. That's not connection.
Well,
That's not community.
Well, you think about it like this too. And now that you bring up like that, like in Facebook and Instagram and all this other shit, fine. You can say you have millions of followers, and like you said, you could say, "Hey, I'm stranded on the side of a road. I can't get home, basically, and I need somebody to help me out and try to pick me up."
I did this.
I know.
I mean, I don't have 2,000 followers on Facebook, but I probably have like a good 400 or 500.
Well, but that's
And
the thing.
You post this thing, hey, if anybody, can give me a ride home, like,
I actually don't remember when this was.
my,
But
I got, I'm getting dropped off today, cars in the shop, like, could use a ride home, just reaching out, and it was like crickets. I walked home that day.
when was this? Man?
Oh, it was a while ago.
Was I here?
It was when I had the Caliber still.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, the point isn't, the car breaking down necessarily, but it's just the fact that, like, you have so many followers on a social network platform and there's no social networking being done.
Well, and here's the other thing to that too is that you're when you think about it like this, because I just thought about it too, is that I looked at Facebook and I looked at the amount, like, oh, I have so many friends, I have so many of this, and then you think to yourself, like, do I really know these people? Like, they're more of acquaintances and they're more like friends of friends or whatever, or maybe that one time you met with them and whatever and you added them. And I did this, and I actually went through Facebook, and I was like, delete, 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 delete. I started deleting everybody, and then I was like, I really just wanted the people that I really do, like, know, or at least like have conversations with or whatever. And then like I said, and some people were like, deleted their Facebook or whatever, and so like a lot of them got off, and I was like over 1,000 people, and I was thinking, I don't really know 1,000 people. Like I know like, because reality is like, as a social setting, is like, I remember, I think it was this interview, actually, now I'm thinking about it. It was actually with like an ex, like, and I'm gonna say it like this. I know it's a weird one, but like an ex mob associate, I guess, whatever. He was like, I would rather have 3 of my closest friends beat the shit out of somebody than try to have 1,000 people or whatever, like, try to like come and help me or whatever. And I'm like, I mean, I know it's a little brutal, but I'm like, he's not wrong. I'm like, I'd rather have that tight knit group of people to have my back. If like, now granted, I know, like, for example, the car thing, I know people are really like, well, why didn't John help you that day? I really don't remember why. It might have been, I could have been at work, or something else happened during that time frame. I don't know. But, if I was around, I would have helped. But I'm just saying, like,
Well, we also live in 2 different cities.
well,
You know what I mean?
that is
So-
also true. But I'm just saying, either way, I would have, if I was around, or if I would have, I don't know, whatever happened that day, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, like, if there was a way for me to get over there, I would have done it. But if, like, other people, like, especially if they were like 2 seconds away from you, and all they needed to do was like, hey, mate, you could just, bring me down a couple streets because I live, right around the corner. Nothing. No thing, like, nothing.
Yeah, no,
is-
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and this is where I'm also going to say this real quick. So, right now, we, out of human history, we are in a generation, we communicate more than any other generation ever in human history. Okay. Because right now, all it is, though, is it's text, it's emojis, it's memes, reactions. And literally, sometimes we're talking constantly without actually having a conversation. And that's sad, because what you and I are doing, I mean, granted, we're on a podcast, but we're talking individually into a mic, talking to one another. We are having a human conversation. But most people have to do it over a text, or sending a meme, or sending that funny, a funny lion, for example. Matt, he's like,
Uh-huh.
he's like, yeah, don't do that. No, but like, that's the reality of this. And then, of course, there's a difference between this loneliness, versus being alone, right? So being alone isn't automatically unhealthy, because, like I've said before, like, being alone, it does help you kind of regain your thoughts and, try to, just kind of figure out what the hell's going on. But like, loneliness is really feeling that disconnected even when people are around. So, and like we were just saying, like, you can have the like you said before, like these 2,000 followers, and still feel isolated because you're not really knowing who these people are,
Yeah.
because you don't talk to them on an everyday basis.
I mean, loneliness is realizing your people are just contacts in your phone.
Right.
Like, you could die in your apartment and your phone would still get notifications. Like, hey, great, I have a new follower, but I'm still dead.
I'm still dead, even though I shouldn't be talking right now.
And I'm alone. So, yeah.
And then, and this is where, we need to understand the importance of, like, weak ties, right? So not every relationship needs to be deep, right? So the cashier who remembers you, or the gym nod, or the barista who knows your order, these microtransactions, these micro interactions quietly remind us of we're a part of something larger. And so that means something too, if you think about it, is like, we don't have to have a deep level connection with every single person we meet. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that
This
we
is
can't
where,
be
I
social.
mean, and I know you're going to be talking about COVID in a minute, but this is where, like, COVID really did a number on these interactions, because we changed this whole interaction thing where we now choose, even though we could just grab our food from the person, but we choose to just say, hey, just leave it at the door, over just being like, oh, hey, thanks. And then going inside and closing your door, like that little, not even 30-second reaction.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
yet we're all hiding like hermits in our house because, well, we're afraid that the DoorDash guy is going to like start having a conversation about the world being flat.
Or
Like
randomly
like,
stab
what,
you.
what is the big issue? Like, he's probably not even going to say a word to you. Probably just hand you the food and be like, thanks. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be like, have you ever considered the world is flat? Here's my 15-point view on this concept. And you have to sit there while he explains every 15 points of his thesis.
Or you hear that guy go, have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior? Go on like a 20-minute tangent, and then you go, okay, listen, I do go to church now. Leave me alone, please, okay? No, I'm just saying that you're right. I mean, these micro interactions are just, I feel like in some ways are crucial because, sometimes we don't think about how somebody's day's going, right? We're always constantly worrying about ourselves, but sometimes maybe that one little thing, it's like, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? What's going on with you? It doesn't have to be anything special. Sometimes, unfortunately, there are times where you do that and then you dive into this rabbit hole of like an hour-long conversation. And then you go, okay, maybe I didn't quite need this, but that's fine. But this COVID, like we're talking about and we've been talking about for a while, this COVID acceleration, right? So it didn't just create isolation, but it compressed 10 years of change into 2. Remote work went from 5% to 35% of the workforce. Right? People got comfortable staying at home.
And people are still remote
Right,
working.
that's true. And many never fully returned. And so this is where, like I said, remote work can be good depending on your lifestyle. I mean, if you're that kind of person that needs a routine and needs to show up and do these things, then that's fine. And that's okay. That's actually probably a better way. But like, and now I hear a lot of things, especially on like Facebook and other places, but they're always like, oh, well, you should do this online let's say you're like, for example, bookkeeping or whatever, and be online and you can have flexible hours and this and that. Yeah, it's great to a degree, but you still also need to go outside once in a while and actually go do other things because being in your home, I mean, they even, I think it was a study a while back that, if you're in your home constantly, there's so many, I'm not trying to scare people, but like, there's like, I'm not saying pathogens, but it's just unhealthy because it's just kind of like unfiltered air and you're like, oh, well, you can open up windows. I don't give a shit. It's called you need vitamin D. And no offense, living in New England, we don't get much vitamin D. We're actually probably the lowest besides Alaska and other places like that. But like, we need to have sunshine. We need to have these things that actually help us as human beings. But
I can order my vitamin D on Amazon.
No, but it's true. I mean, but that's the thing is like, you gotta
I don't need to go
outside.
outside. I can get my vitamin D on a pill.
He's like, yeah, and that's the great way to go. And then, of course, social skills are muscles, right? So stop working out for a year. The gym feels intimidating, right? But social interaction works the same because the longer you avoid it, the harder it feels to jump back in.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the serious reality of this whole thing that we've been talking about. The U.S. Surgeon General, okay, compared chronic loneliness to, to smoking 15 cigarettes a day in terms of health risk, okay? It was linked to heart disease, depression, anxiety, stroke, dementia. I mean, this isn't just a lifestyle. It's becoming public health. The U.S. Surgeon General said this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that, we have to believe everything they say.
But the thing is, as a society, I think we know.
But we don't
right?
care.
Like, we know, we keep doing it. We keep optimizing. We keep choosing this fucking convenience over connection. And then when our bodies break down, it's like, well, I don't know what happened.
Well, then you wonder why there's so many hoarders. And there's you wonder why there's so many hermits and people that make their life choices and then they go, I wish I would have had a better life if I didn't decide to go do all this. Well, maybe
It's like slow suicide with better marketing, right? Like we're thanking companies that are
Jeez,
killing us.
That's a that's a
Like,
very interesting analogy.
Hey,
you did
thanks
there.
for the quick delivery. Yeah, enjoy the stroke in 10 years.
Jeez, I mean, you're not wrong. It just I didn't think it was like that, but
I mean, when you've been inside your house for 3 days because you work remotely and you just never talk to real people,
right.
right? Like,
I mean, but here's the real like villain of this whole thing, right? So technology isn't evil, and we've been saying this, but Netflix isn't destroying society. DoorDash isn't the
I
enemy.
mean, maybe it is.
Maybe it is. The danger is when convenience quietly replaces community without us noticing, which is literally what we've been saying about this whole entire episode. Is that because we're not noticing it and we're just allowing it to happen? And the fact that, like I said, the U.S. Surgeon General was saying that it was linked to all these other things. That's, I mean, one, it's mind-boggling, but also that's scary as hell. Like I would be like, nope, I'm going outside. Let's go. I'm going to start talking to people. I don't want all that shit. I mean, I'm in my 30s, but hell no do I want heart disease, depression, anxiety, stroke, or even hell, dementia. I know I don't have the greatest memory, but fuck, I don't want to deal with that right now. And then, again, people panic more over making a phone call than giving a presentation. That said, they
I mean, I don't like phone calls either, but
no, I know because I force you to. Well, I literally everyone's like, "Why do you call Matt?" I'm like, just to make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, but I do it because I want to hear his voice, and he goes, "I don't want to hear my fucking voice. I don't want to hear you fucking right now." But I'm like, guess what? I still talk to you, and we still have these conversations.
Yeah.
But it's sad because, like, we've been doing this podcast for a while, right? And actually, I feel like it's given me the confidence a little bit more. Like if I had to give a presentation, because we're putting our voices out there, dude. I mean, the first time I remember doing this, I was scared as shit because I was like, "How do I sound? How did this go? Is this the right way to say it?" Like we did all these things, and then all of a sudden we're just like, "Who cares? Like we're just gonna do it, and this is what it is."
Yeah. So let me get into. We do this every Evolve episode. Not to cut you off, I know you.
I know
You were pretty much there. But we do this every episode where we do our Evolve Blueprint Challenge.
But I love the title of this one.
This is the Leave the House Challenge.
It's pretty obvious.
Yes.
Leave your house.
So what we're saying is this week, just do one thing that forces you back into the world, like going somewhere that isn't work. Like I know for the most part, Monday through Friday, I'm going to work, I'm coming home. I'm going to work and I'm coming home. But this week, maybe don't order food or groceries for a day. Spend at least an hour in a public place.
That's the hardest part for Matt.
Start a conversation with somebody.
That's also hard for Matt.
Revisit a place you used to love but haven't been in years.
I don't know if that's hard for Matt, but
so the goal for this is not to reject technology. It's to remember that some of life's best moments happen because you left your house and something unexpected happened. And this unexpected thing cannot just be you going, well, every time I've done this, this happens. And it's like this negative, this negative attachment that you've always put on this
well,
thing. Like,
I mean, you could say that, but every time you've ever mentioned Red Robin,
there's other places to eat than Red Robin.
I know.
I'm just going to throw it out there, and I'm not going to explain the story of Red Robin. If you want to know, send me a message. I'll tell you. But this is the thing, like, just because you leave your house and you're going to a public place does not mean that unexpected thing is going to be a negative attachment.
Yeah.
But I think as a society, we've taken this the unexpected event or whatever what we think is going to happen is always negative. Like I can't go to Walmart because, well, it's fucking Walmart. Like I don't go to Walmart after 8 because that's when the freaks come out.
The freaks come out at night. Oh wait, sorry.
If you've ever been to Walmart after 8 o'clock, it's weird in there. I'm just throwing it out there. So
Yeah.
I don't like going to Walmart
then-
at night, but
And then, like I said, Uncle Cracker starts singing that song. So
we can't always expect like the negative to happen. You have to look at what could possibly happen that's positive.
right.
Maybe you meet somebody, maybe somebody's talking about Star Wars and you're like, "Huh?"
What?
I don't know. But go somewhere. Do something. Go mini golfing. Go mini golfing. Come on.
Come on, guys. Go. You know what? Go save mini golf. Go out and
Yeah.
support your local mini golfs. Or, better yet, go get Pokemon cards. No, that's like shut up. Pokemon. No. Anyways, no. Go do something socially with other people. I mean, like I said, go find some people and get those hobbies, man. Like,
And
just
it's not going fishing by yourself. It's not going, hey, I'm going to go to the bowling alley by myself.
I'm gonna score 300 by myself.
No, like go somewhere. Yeah, I mean, go somewhere where there is public people, like where there are people in public. But
I mean, but here's the other thing too. I
do
mean,
something.
Facebook has, I know, like Facebook and a few other places have like they usually have groups. So if you're wanting to try a new passion or a hobby or whatever, join a fucking group and say, hey, guys, or, someone's like, hey, come to the park and we're gonna play ultimate frisbee. If that's what you like, then you say, okay, cool, I'm gonna go join this ultimate frisbee group or whatever. I mean, there's so much to do. I mean, again, technology's not going away, but at least use it so that you can become more social
Right.
outside.
Yeah, I mean that's the key. It's just getting out there and doing something. If you're the one that normally will do, Walmart to go or Hannaford to go, or Amazon has their own like little grocery delivery service thing.
That just seems dumb.
Just-
But go ahead.
Don't do that. Actually, go to Hannaford or go to Market Basket. Oh, Market Basket.
What do you mean,
But like,
Market Basket?
but
Get out of
go to the actual store and get your groceries. And here's a novelty. We always use Scan and Go when we go to Walmart. But maybe don't do that either. Maybe actually go to a cashier.
here. Wow. Maybe you should do that, Matt.
I'm probably just not going to do that.
I'm just not going to do that. Okay.
But
Okay.
at least I still go to Walmart though.
No,
You know what I mean?
No,
Like-
but if you're saying people to do that, then why aren't you going to do it? Just saying.
Well, if you've ever been to Walmart,
I have been to Walmart many
Uh,
times. Yes.
every time I've been to one of the physical cashiers, it's like they take 20 minutes per scanned item. And it's like, I need you to go faster than this.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I need
thought-
you to scan things faster, please.
I thought you wanted this episode to be positive, not so much.
Well, I'm
this
saying
negative here.
positive.
Well, no, you said it takes. 20
I
minutes.
just prefer Scan and Go because it's faster, not because it's convenient and I don't have to talk to anybody. I just don't want to wait an hour for you to scan 10 items. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. Just trying
I
to make my
have
life
serious
easy
issues with Walmart, but
as you
it's-
continue to go. But
I don't order my groceries through Amazon and I don't do Walmart pickup. I don't do Walmart delivery. I actually go to the physical store
I got
and buy the groceries.
I do. I would typically go with my wife to go shopping, but sometimes it's hard because depends on the day of the week. And sometimes if I have clients later on, then that's the only thing. She'll go shopping and that's fine. But I get what you're saying. Just go and go explore, see what else is out there.
Yeah.
But
So
yes,
I guess just close it up.
okay.
I think we've talked about this enough, and I think everybody gets the gist of what we're saying. I mean, this whole idea of that you can just stay in your house and get everything that you need, except for one thing, which is community, right? Like that's what we're saying. Like you cannot get community just by being in some Discord chat room while you are waiting for your DoorDash to arrive, right? Like you're losing that community.
Yeah, and it's really not helping, again, society as a whole. It's making it more convenient for everyone, but it's also making it harder to build those relationships. Like, when you're talking, well, I'm close with my mother, I'm close with my father, my sister, my brother, whatever, I can go on and on. That's great. But how, for example, how are you supposed to start a family as a whole, right? How are you supposed to create a legacy? Oh, wait, did I go there? I mean, create a legacy for yourself because of the fact that you want to build relationships with, you know, maybe a significant other or your friends. Maybe, you never know. I mean, shit, when I first met Matt, I mean, yeah, we were just two dudes working out at a place together. Guess what? And then we turned out, we're like, hey, you want to be best friends? We're like, yeah, hell yeah, brother. Let's do that. And then he's like, can you stop stalking me? That would be wonderful. I don't really know you, but no, I'm joking. But no, I'm just saying that, you wouldn't have known that if, again, this accidental coincidence.
Right. You actually, talk to real people instead of, what a lot of people in today's society can do, which is you create these weird AI friends and girlfriends. Like, maybe just step outside the door of your house and like, hey, how you doing?
Hey, my name's John. Hey, how you doing? And my name's Jeff. No, something. I mean,
Something.
anything. People, leave your goddamn houses is what we're saying. Do something with your life. All right? No, but yes. No, I think
ChatGPT is not your friend.
God damn it. We told you. We actually said this in another episode. Make sure you check that out too. But anyways, when it comes down to you guys, we love you guys. We hope that you continue to, support us. Yes, send all the hate mail to Matt because I know he'll ignore it and probably delete it too while we're at it. But until next time, boys and girls.
Stay geeky, 'cause we're geeks from the multiverse.